Here is your Criminology 4, which is the professional conduct and ethical standards, wherein basically it emphasizes the PNP ethical doctrine, which is very important because the PNP ethical doctrine serves as a constant reminder of the need for our police officers to stand as role models in the community. It's very important. Adhering always to the principle that public office is a public trust and that public accountability must be the unbending yardstick of all our actions and decisions in the performance. So basic questions: why is there a need to study, and why is it that an officer must have a professional conduct and ethical standard is, of course, definitely in order to foster trust and respect. No? Officers must make wise ethical choices. Officers' personal ethics are important too. Importante din yon. Police discretion means the police have the freedom to decide what should be done in any particular policing situation. That's police discretion. And each police officer has to have one. Discretion must be used to produce fair and uh, just results, equal results, a must result. Of course, let us first talk about ethics. So, what is ethics? Ethics is also called as morality or moral philosophy. It is also the discipline that is concerned with what is morally good and bad, and from right and wrong. No? Ethics examines the rational justification for our moral judgments. It also studies what is morally right or wrong, just or unjust. Example. An example of ethics is the code of conduct set by the organization. Yan. Or any other, it's not just specifically organizations that has to have an ethics or code, but also businesses. Meron din yon. The five examples actually of ethics are um, honesty. Yeah, honesty. Many people view honesty as an important ethic, and this one is very important once you are already a man in uniform. Next, loyalty. Yeah, loyalty is another common personal ethic that many professionals share and many professionals has to possess. Yeah, integrity, respect, selflessness, and responsibility. And generally speaking, not particularly pertaining to an organization or any other group of associations about codes, ethics in life is actually what guides us to tell the truth, keep our promises, or help someone in need. No? It teaches us to be firm with our decision and to have sinasabi na lang, I am a man of my word. Yan. If a man is a man of his word, definitely what he says, what he will tell, and what he have said will be done, will be achieved, and will be performed without any doubt. And as to why ethics is important in society, for us, sa atin lahat, in the society, in the community, is because the utility in ethics lies in a creating guideline for a proper behavior. So, our society can function and flourish and can continue to exist in the future. Okay? Ethics kasi makes a society peaceful, yan, harmonious, and a better place to live by guiding the behavior of people. So, that's why ethics generally, personally, and of course, in purpose of knowing this from you guys as an aspiring to become a man in uniform. importance in studying ethics is the study of ethics actually really helps a person to look at his own life critically and to evaluate his actions, choices, decisions. It assists a person in knowing these things so that after critically thinking on and critically evaluating on what were your actions was, how's your decisions, what were the outcomes, was it good, was it bad? It teaches you to be firm with your decisions. Differentiate ethics and values. Ethics, again, defines as the science of the morality of human acts and rational human behavior, as what I've said kanina. While values, this is described as a qualitatively determined behavior which has a normative obligatory character and presupposes the liberty of possible position. So what does these values mean? Values are an individual beliefs that motivates people to act one way or another. They serve as a guide for human behavior. Generally speaking, people are predisposed to adopt values that they are raised with. Okay? Values are somehow depending upon on the kind of environment or situation you were raised. People also tend to believe that those values are right because they are the values of their particular culture. For example, you were raised in a certain culture wherein these things that is being done is correct kasi uh, yun yung sinasabi nilang, for example, kinalakihan mo. Yan. So for you, those are correct behavior. So to make it short, values are ideals of someone or a group of people. Okay? Again, values are ideals of someone about what is good or bad, or desirable or undesirable. Ethics is all about reasoning how to do the right action. Yan. Classifications of action according to the norms of morality. Number one, we have here moral, or uh, the term that the term that refers to good. So moral, these are those actions which are in conformity with the norm of morality. Meaning, these actions are normal in the eyes of the society. These actions are normal and correct in the eyes of the society. No, uh, this is concerned with or relating to what is right and wrong in human behavior, moral problems, or a moral judgment. So morals are what you believe to be right and wrong. Example. So while morals tends to be driven by personal beliefs and values, there are certainly some common morals that most people agree on, such as always tell the truth. And that's moral, that's good. Do not destroy property. Yeah. Have courage. Keep your promises. Do not cheat. Treat others as you want to be treated. Do not judge. Yeah, those are the examples. Be dependable. So these terms and kind of morals that I've mentioned are obviously actions which are referring to a good actions and which are actions that are in a conformity with the norm of the morality. Okay? Immoral, or thing that refers to a bad. So these actions are those which are not in conformity with the norm of morality. Ibig sabihin, it deviates from the normal norms of the society. So immorality is actually evil, yeah, that's sinful or otherwise is so-called wrong behavior. When we talk about immorality or immoral, these are actually referring to a conduct which applies to one who acts contrary, okay, to or does not obey or conform to the standards of morality. No? So what does it mean? What does it mean to act immoral? What are the examples? So the definition of immoral is actually not following accepted principles of right and wrong behavior. To what I have mentioned kanina about the examples of moral, the reverse of it is actually what is referring to an immoral. What does it mean to call someone immoral? So, immoral is having no morality. Wala kang moral, no? Being wicked or evil. So, kabaliktaran nun. So, kung always tell the truth in immorality, they do not always tell the truth. They lie. They destroy property. They don't keep their promises. They cheat. They treat others um, differently, which is has to be treated dapat. So that's immoral. What we call the amoral. Yeah. Amoral means indifferent. So these are those actions which stand neutral in relation to the norm of morality. They are neither good nor bad in themselves, but certain moral actions may become good. So what does this mean? Pag sinabi nating amoral or amoral behavior, this is actually a term that means having no sense of either. Paniya. But the evil immoral, if you are going to differentiate it from the term immoral, evil immoral describes someone who knows the difference. Sa amoral, it doesn't care if it is good or bad. Yan. No? Ang amoral is having or showing no concern about whether behavior is morally right or wrong. Alam niyang tama, that's fine. Alam niyang mali, that's fine. No? So, what would be those actions will actually means na hindi siya, it's not influenced by right or wrong. Whatever actions he will do, whatever actions he did, if you are classified as an amoral, it is not influenced by either morality or by right or wrong. So best example, what's actually the best example of an amoral person? How are you going to be able to um, really describe who are an amoral person? So these are the persons who has no conscience or scruples ba? Scruples is an example of an amoral person. The importance of the ethical behavior. No? Why is there a need to behave ethically? Kasi the perception of the ethical behavior can actually increase, no? The employee performance, job satisfaction, organizational commitment, yan. Trust, yan, napaka-importante yan in our part, no? And organizational citizenship behaviors. And the most important ethical behavior is integrity. Okay? One of the most important workplace ethics is integrity. So, isa-isahin natin. Why is there a need or what's the importance of the ethical behavior? So, importance of ethical behavior. Number one, make society better. So these explanations actually as to why or as to the explanation and discussion on the importance of the ethical behavior is actually very very self-explanatory, but we are going to still talk about them one by one. So unang-una, it makes the society better. Why? Because when you help make society better, you are rewarded with also making better with your own lives and the lives of your families and friends. Kasi it is all based on what you show to people. If you do good, if you let them see what actions are supposed to be done which are in the norms or according to the norms of the society, nakakahawa din yan eh, no? Kasi what you actually do unto others, na-adapt din nila yan. It's very impossible, no? Although there are some, it's very impossible for someone who will treat you in a wrong way, knowing that you're just doing good to them. Yan. Treat everyone equally. Equality is a cornerstone of most Western democracies where all individuals are afforded with the same right. Actually, this is already being emphasized already in this generation, most especially referring to the gender equality. Kasi in the past years, it has always been highlighted and matic na that if you belongs to the homophobic group of people, you're supposed to be treated differently from those who are not, which is actually very wrong. Treating people equally means that you treat everyone the same regardless of their race, yan, sex, social status, disability, religion, or anything else. In a community, if everyone is treated equally, then everyone should be able to work together, solve problems, feel safe, and cared for. That's the essence. That's the most important thing. No? Why is there a need to treat everyone equally? Because otherwise, if it's not happening, kapag hindi yun yung nangyayari, whenever there is a problem, there mawawala yung teamwork, kasi we all do believe that a certain problem can be easily solved once we work together, no? We solve problems together. And we feel better in a community. If we feel better, we do good. We only feel better when we are being cared for. Okay? Secure, meaningful employment. Often employers will look at a person's past behavior as a predictor of future behavior. That's actually what's happening. Someone who has a history of immoral behavior will have difficulty securing meaningful job, as that person may not be trusted. So, in order for it to be able to have a secure, meaningful employment, these things has to be um, not totally disregarded. It must also be still observed and no has to be evaluated. But it's very important that these employees has to um, have chances in order for them to for themselves to prove them wrong. Okay, and in order for the work to be become meaningful, no, it's one of the importance of an ethical behavior. Researchers have found out that leaders can help make people's work more meaningful by giving them the freedom to make choices, yeah, opportunities for variety and challenge, giving regular feedback, no, and ensuring people can see things through from start to finish. So through ethical behavior, you are actually um, setting aside these things for you to be able to have this kind of relationship with your co-workers or co-employee to have a meaningful employment. See that business. If you are employed in an occupation in which there you must rely on others, your moral conduct will determine the degree of goodwill that you receive from others. Okay? Actually, there's a research from the University of Notre Dame finds that ethical business operations are highly important to success. Kasi, the very reason why is because Unethical behavior kasi can negatively impact a business prospects. Unethical behavior has consequences for the future business. While ethical behavior includes honesty, as what I've said kanina, the examples of being ethical: honesty, fairness, the most important one is the integrity, and understanding. With these factors, with these elements, definitely a business will succeed. That's basically why ethical behavior is very, very important. It lessens stress, no? Being ethical, doing good, lessens stress. Because when you make immoral decisions, you tend to feel uncomfortable and concerned about our decision making. While making the right moral decision or taking a principled perspective on an issue, it reduces stress. Kasi, um, basically talaga, everyone has already experienced why is it that people are always stressed is because there are some decisions that we make in life which are immoral, which are not good. And since we do and make decisions like those, no, it stresses us about what would be the outcome, what would be the consequences. Unlike in doing good, in doing moral decisions, we do not worry. We are not stressed because we know that what would be the outcome will be good because we did good. Yun lang yun.